Yo, what is going on, everyone? And welcome to the next episode where we are looking at the Sportsman series for race number 2 of the season at Phoenix. Now, this is going to be a fun one because Phoenix and the new Sportsman drivers are actually a really good combo. This race was fantastic. Now, I'm just going to get this out of the way right now. Like I said, and if you watch the Cup Fastlane, then you know already. With the Cup Fastlane, I kind of gave a little bit of a spoiler warning because we're going to be looking at the race itself. So if you want to just back on out right now and not even have to worry about watching it, then I will give you a little bit of a fair warning right now, but because if you want to watch it right now, you can actually see it right here, of course, on the official YouTube, as well as, right here if you just want to skip to the end and see who won. So, back on out now if you want to not get spoiled. Alright, cool. If you're still here, then awesome. We are at Phoenix. These guys put up a fantastic race. Thank you so much, Xander, for streaming the race, and we had a ton of different strategy. It was 75 laps, of course, no cautions, but actually, even if cautions were on, there weren't any incidents. I'm actually very surprised by, this was a clean and green race, even if cautions were on, is what I'll say. So everyone had very tight battles with one another. It was also very, very short. 75 laps is not a whole lot of laps, so these guys had to move and groove and, swig and swoot, and they had to go basically since the drop of the green. So as we load in right here, you can actually see that everyone kind of lined up. We had 18 drivers on field. Baronet ends up taking pole. Monster Racing, you may recognize that name from the Challenger Series, makes his first race in the Sportsman Trucks. And he started P2. Story Square P3. Jose Proje P4. Last week's winner at Talladega, Kobe, starts P5. So that is the top 5 for the running order. And you can actually see that right now as they are about to just let it rip. Everyone immediately dives down to the bottom, and Baronet just goes ahead and just takes this one away. Now, I'm just going to let you know, it is Baronet's race to lose. He does not literally give up the lead until green flag pit stops, which 75 laps, they happen roughly every 25 laps. It's a very clear-cut two-stopper here. So, these guys definitely chasing down Baronet, but Monster makes his number 4 truck a nuisance here in the early run. Same thing with the 13 of Jose Protege. These guys are definitely looking to see what they can do, but look at those. Look at that racing in the back of the pack. These guys are definitely looking to see what they can do. The 4 Monster dives to the bottom, but the 99 holds on out, so that's going to actually give the run to the 13 right here. Utilizing that draft, Story Square as well. Kobe there in P5. What can these guys do? Tomboy is actually right behind as well, so we're going to kind of skip ahead a little bit as we see as the pack is starting to spread on out. The 99 starts to pull away. There's a little separation between the top 4 and the rest of the pack. Story Square seems to find himself in a very good place right now. Now, if we can actually look to the rear of the field, actually, we're trying to find a good glimpse of that. Here is the green flag pit stops that I was talking about. Baronet actually gives up the lead, and Tomboy and Kobe. So Tomboy led that lap. Kobe is going to lead this lap, and then Story Square leads this lap, and then Kobe leads the lap after. So, 4 different drivers will collect bonus points for leading a lap. Here's broadcaster Clay as well, putting up a very solid run. NASCAR Extreme, you may recognize that name as the person that accidentally got split down into the infield grass at Talladega last week, but he found his way into a very comfortable spot. He is on pit road currently. There is the 56 of Tomboy. The 74 is somewhere on pit lane, but he is around there. I'm going to kind of skip on forward again. The battle for P2 is going to be essentially what is going to happen here, because everyone is, well, pretty spread on out right now. And like I said, there's no major incidents. If cautions were on, they definitely were not needed at all. So because of that, you have these guys here trying to just make up as much time as possible. Here is the major battle that we will watch the race. Ty unfortunately did DNF out of that race, and same thing with James Snow, a new guy coming into the run here, but he will leave a little bit later. But these four drivers, Baseball Freak in the 40, Keith in the 52, Mr. Excitement in the 44, and then Jagger in the 51. That is Angels fan. These guys are going to be swapping and swapping positions here as the laps just kind of tick on by, or we're kind of move on forward and catch back up with them, because the 40 takes it. The 52 now is in front. The 51 is now behind the 52. Going to be trying to catching on down. The 40 is going to set sail. He will no longer be a part of this battle, but everyone is trying to chase on down the 99 still. And you can actually see that everyone's going to be crossing each other over. We're going to kind of skip ahead. So the 44 made a dive move right there and kind of cuts over the 51, but the 51 is going to try to get the cut back. And he does. Now has the bottom side that will use the entire dogleg. I think he actually hit the wall a little bit. And because of that, we'll get the spot back. The 44 is going to go all the way down below the apron. The 52 hits the wall. So that will put these guys into it. A little bit of contact being made there, but hard, clean racing by everyone involved right here. Very, very good job from these guys. We're going to kind of skip ahead a little bit. Kind of check back in with the leader. No one around him. Well, let me rephrase that. No one on the same lap as him is around. You can actually see that he actually has caught that little battle right there. The 51 has already went down pit lane. Same thing with the 4 behind. So the 4 is going to get the undercut on his competitors. And because of that, 23, who was on the original basically save strategy to try to maintain some tires, kind of gave up the ghost a little bit. He realized that, you know what, it's not going to work out. Here's the 74. Currently at this moment sitting P7. And because of that, you can actually see that Tomboy 51, there is Mr. Excitement as well as the 4 making his exit right there. So those two will come out side by side. But right now, it's been very, very clean and green, honestly. Very well job right here. Everyone getting through traffic pretty good. The 4 as well as the 13. These two have not left each other's side, basically running equal pace with one another. But towards the back of the pack, you know, we have Joshua Jaguar in that number 45 machine, as well as the EX in the number 3 as well, doing a great job. They will have solid runs. There's the DNF out of that race. But as we move on forward, basically everyone else is just kind of picking up the pieces, and the 99 is still leading right now. I don't know exactly what is going to happen, other than him just kind of taking the victory pretty swift. The 13 and the 4 is going to be a battle. It's mostly a battle for P2 at this point, but Jagger getting lapped right there. The 44 already being lapped at this point right now. Just letting you guys know, the lead laps are all the way up into P8. The 40 has already been lapped. So as we kind of go on through right now, we're going to kind of skip ahead just a little bit. The 99, or sorry, not the 44. So coming up through, the 99 takes it. So it was all the way up to P9 that finished on the lead lap. And because of that, the 4 as well as the 13 will take the podium spots. So great race from them. Domination by Baronet. Look at that. 8 seconds separate, 8.5 really, between himself and Monster. Jose P3. Story Square, very quiet day in P4, but Tomboy almost got him at the line. That's the second half difference right there. And then a half second difference between Tomboy and Kobe. So basically these guys, it was these 3 in battling. And then it was these three in the battle right here. NASCAR Extreme, 3/10 separate himself and Broadcaster Clay, which, if you don't know, is insanely close. And then Baseball Freak rounds out the lead lap finishers. Mr. Excitement completes the top 10 with Jagger getting P11, Keith P12, EX 13th, Joshua Jaguar in his first race, P14, Rambo P15, Racing Napier in the 16th position, James Snow and Ty Racing 17th and 18th, both with D and Fs. So, because of this win, Baronet locks his ticket into the All-Star race, which is huge. Congrats to him, as well as a invite to race with the Cup guys on Saturday. So he has already confirmed that he will be there unless something crazy occurs. There this Saturday, he's gonna try and give his hand to the Cup guys. Let's see what he can do. So if we look to the points, though, man, let me tell you something. Baronet takes over the standings after 2 podium finishes in a row. Very handily, 15 points. Not like the Cup points, which is 5 points separating the top 3. 15 points is second place Kobe with Tomboy. So Baronet and Tomboy, remember, are on a team for Zidell Motorsports. These guys are definitely looking to get some ground. Speaking of Zidell Motorsports, Broadcaster Clay and NASCAR Extreme. NASCAR Extreme did not have a good run at Talladega, but he made up here in Phoenix. And then Broadcaster Clay, very consistent, actually. Getting 2 top 10 finishes in a row. So good job from him. We have, a lot of big movers here. But there is also a lot of drivers that we did not see in the field. Hunty was not in the field. Schultz was not in the field. Joao Loho hit the pace car. All of these guys that raced at Talladega were not here tonight. Now, Ben had to work. Jordan Jaja had to work. Did not hear from Loho, and then Mike was with his family. Hunty just forgot. So we're being told that he will be back for Mid-Ohio, which, of course, if you know Hunty, he loves road courses. So, looking at the points here is very, very insane to look at, actually. And actually, because of this, we look to the power rankings. Now, I know, again, what you're saying. Essentially, I'm looking at the top 3, but Jose Proje is not P3 in the standings. He's actually P6. So why am I putting him right there? I think Jose has shown the most consistent pace out of the 2 drivers that have raced, both races. As well as we go into the road course. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be a dominating factor, but I think he will be a front runner, especially as we go through and turn through the laps. Now, because of that, Tomboy and Story Square has been very consistent. Basically, P4, P5, all of these guys mostly. Apart from Baronet. Baronet has been 2 back-to-back podiums, but Kobe, Jose Proje, Tomboy, Story Square have been consistent top 5 contenders. Now, of course, we cannot overlook those that have just started. So I'm looking at I'm looking at Joshua Jaguar. I'm looking at Monster. Monster in his first race finished P2. That knocked him all the way up into 16th. And remember, the top 10 go into lights, and then they will battle with the relegated Cup drivers to see who will make the Season 2 Cup field. So, basically, it's game on right now. However, there's still a lot of racing left to do, and Mid-Ohio is next. Now, as we look to the team standings, look at that. Mo Power versus Purple and White. Now, Purple and White, if you don't know, is Kobe's team. He's a one-truck operation, so essentially all the points that he's getting is basically all on him. And speaking of Purple and White, he, as of this week, finished P3 in the standings, the team standings. with a sixth place finish, being beat by two other teams. First being Mopawa, who finished second. So if we look in the averages, Mopawa Monster finished P2, so he got first. And then Zidell, if we look at their averages, a first, fifth, seventh, and eighth, sweeping the top 10. And because of that, he will. I should probably actually look at that so you guys can actually see. So first, fifth, seventh, and eighth, these guys had 21 total divided by 4, meaning 5.25, beating out Kobe for that top spot. So Zidell moves up a place. The Chaos Crew had a solid run, but was kind of knocked on down. So now these two are tied. And now in VPR has dropped one spot, but they're still not out of it. Of course, VPR with Jose Protege finishing in P3 and Jagger finishing P11. So those two had a decent run, but of course Mid-Ohio kind of has them circled right here. You have Blazing Wheels that had a very good day. Blazing Wheels, of course, in this series is run by Baseball Freak, who finished in P9. Very solid run from them. So, what I'm trying to say is there is a lot to be looking at, not just for the driver standings, but for the team standings. And I'm actually curious as to who your guys' pick will be for Mid-Ohio. Will Baronet go 3 for 3 with podiums? Or do you think basically anyone else will get it? Do you think the top 3 in the power rankings, someone else will go get another win? Because much like in the Cup Series, we have 2 different drivers with 2 different teams winning the first 2 races. Will we go 3 for 3 with a new team and a new driver getting that win? Mid-Ohio is going to be insane. So I can't wait for this coming Monday to see who will get it. And with that, we're going to turn on off. And this has been your host, Private Patton. So thank you guys so much. Let us know who you are rooting for, and we can see you on the flip side. Have a good night, everyone. Peace.